It's impossible to refine perception with dualist speech. So to listen to things, read things, or experience things that are trying to shift experiences around to make them better or more wise, it'll never lead anywhere. I don't know what to say other than saying it's a fool's game. It really is a fool's game. No matter how strong the force of whatever you've learned to describe is within you, all these big emotional things that we've learned to describe as panic, anxiety, impending doom, impending death, any of these things that feel like they could definitely take over our life and snuff us out. Have you ever had feelings like that within you? It's only the description that makes them seem like they can do that. The ground of being can never be snuffed out. It can never be snuffed out. To relax completely into that ground of being guarantees that you will realize that can never be snuffed out. You'll realize that can never be snuffed out, and that doesn't depend on any description at all that appears within it. So the ground of being isn't dependent on the universe or galaxies or the cosmos or a theory of everything or anything else that can be contrived. The ground of being is not dependent on the earth or fire or air or water or space or anything else. Now, none of that can be arrived at in a fully realized way through intellectual scrutiny. It's absolutely impossible that it be arrived at through intellectual scrutiny. It can only be arrived at in the complete relaxation of being. The ultimate metaphor, the supreme symbol, is basic space. And that basic space is inseparable from awareness. The idea that awareness is generated by beings is just silly. It's a primitive superstition, that's all it is. Throughout all of time within humankind, there have always been those who know that awareness is inseparable from basic space. It simply is. Anything that appears within it is due to that awareness, period. When we just relax, that becomes more obvious to us. Now, I've mentioned the supreme symbol, the ultimate metaphor, basic space, but within our own contemporary society, we're coming up with all kinds of metaphors about that complete openness, like the internet or electronic fields in which communication occur. Terms like open source, these are all just completely open with no need to look at things in conventional ways. That's how they all came about. The internet came about through not looking at things in conventional ways. Electronic fields of communication that are completely united and in which there doesn't even have to be any face-to-face contact for communication to occur. These are very powerful symbols about the ground of our own being. Yet we who have exercised the material powers to manifest these things, we need to catch up within ourselves with the direct experience of what we're manifesting. So just relax. These inventions we have today, I can guarantee you 10 or 15 years from now, they will look silly.
Okay.
They really will look silly. It's just like today, FTPing files or the Mosaic browser, they look silly. Or, like when I first started using the internet when it was ARPANET in the early 70s, that seemed so advanced. Oh gosh, it was just the latest, the greatest, the best. It could never get any better than that. And now today what we're doing is amazing. So please, I invite you, and really I beg you to catch up. If you haven't already, just relax. The same kind of thinking that allowed these inventions to occur is exactly what will give you complete freedom within your own being. The relaxed thinking that allows all kinds of new ideas to come about is the permanent reality of your own being. It's not just some crazy insight that pops through. Refining perception is not something mysterious or esoteric. It is training. Training in the refinement of perception. This is exactly what it's been called wherever it's worked. Refinement of perception is a training. It's a training. We've trained ourselves to close in on all the points of view within the perceptual field, and we train ourselves to reverse that process. That's all we do. And how do we do that? We do that in the immediacy of our own experience, whatever that is. We don't do it by trying to adopt someone else's experiences. We do it within our own experience, our own thoughts, our own emotions, and whatever seems to be inner and outer. We just completely relax instead of diving into the descriptions, the need to conventionally describe everything. No matter how safe we may or may not feel in the world, based on all these descriptions that have been contrived, I can guarantee you'll feel a lot safer in just relaxing the death grip on the dictionary. If we throw the dictionary into a linear accelerator, we'll see that it's all space. So then we know the ultimate meaning of all the words in the dictionary. It's just like the exhaustion of faults and the perfection of qualities are not two. It all occurs within the same reality. In a perception that's taken to be something, then there's the need to go into it and build a whole worldview based on it. In the complete relaxation of the necessity of doing that, it opens up what is for most people an unknown reality. So it's a reality that's already existing. It's just never been experienced before. Or if it has been if it has been experienced, it's been fleeting. Now, what is guaranteed is that once you recognize that ground within yourself, which is it's a very easy thing to do. It's not a difficult thing to do because it's already present. It is only made to seem difficult when it is looked at as being a destination. You understand what I'm saying? Then it's difficult because it seems like there's a road of 10,000 miles or longer going somewhere, and you're traveling it. But when the ground of your being is experienced right here, and you only know that it's in the return to that ground that it becomes more obvious, then it's very easy. Then it's all just up to you. It's a matter of returning to that ground again and again. And as long as you do, it will become more and more obvious. And the more obvious it becomes, the more confidence you'll have in it. A profound indwelling confidence like no confidence you've ever had before. A confidence that pervades all of your life. And then from within that, complete mental freedom will come about. And then from that complete mental freedom will come the exhibition of remarkable qualities and activities. So it's very straightforward. It's a matter of training. And it's a much easier matter of training than probably just about anything you've learned. So, you know, when a lot of us here have gone to school, and so we've at least learned to study things and look at the world in a dualistic way. That's a lot of work. Because what we were born like this, perception wide open and spacious, and then through training we learn to dice everything up. And so this is why the dualistic learning is so effortful. We go to school. Most of us don't want to be there. But some of us have enough grit, enough guts that we can make ourselves stay there and learn everything. And then we're considered to be the good ones. When probably the most normal person there is the one who doesn't want to have anything to do with it and can't take it. So that's a lot of hard work. That's what I'm pointing out there. Now, when we just completely relax, then that we enter the reality of no more learning. It's a reality in which everything is already known. So then that makes anything that we might want to do within that reality, anything we might want to invent or write or come up with, much easier. If we want to learn something like quantum physics or mathematics that is beyond the beyond, then it's much easier to do that from perceptual openness. That's where great inventions come about. They don't come about by obsessively rearranging conventional ways of looking at things. And as any of you who have known me for a while know, that I feel that this is critical to the current state of the human species. We really need to evolve beyond these closed and fixed frames of reference for everything in order to survive. It's not only a wisdom imperative, but it's an imperative of the survival of the species and the planet. So, you know, what's always been talked about is this esoteric, mysterious thing that you have to run away to India and renounce your whole life and forget about all the creepy people you've known. The greatest chance you have of realizing the nature of your own being is staying with those creepy people and just relaxing.